Hey y'all. Hey y'all. Hey. How y'all doing today? Hey. How y'all doing? How y'all doing, basket makers? I am doing good, y'all. What I have been doing is kind of getting my life together. My birthday is going to be this Friday. This is Friday. And I can't see y'all. Sorry, because your girl don't got her glasses down here. But I need to go get them. But I just wanted to stop in, y'all. Tell y'all happy belated Labor Day. And hope y'all having a great week so far. I had a great Labor Day. I was sick, y'all. I'm just getting better. I am getting much better. And one of the things I wanted to do, I don't know if I'm too far. I think I am. Let me bring y'all up some. Sorry, y'all. Let me move this up. And what I wanted to do, is that better? Okay. So what I'm doing today is getting my life in order, y'all. Let me see. A couple of weeks ago, we had a commercial warehouse go out of business, and they were had a lot of Christmas stuff that they was selling, and so I went and got me some. So I want to get like some of those pieces out. This is, I think this is a 10-footer. Yeah. So last year, I'm a flock girl, but last year I knew I wanted to do green again, at least for this season. This might stay as my permanent dining room, because this is the only room it would fit in anyway. Big tree. I usually do about, in the house, I usually do about 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 standard 7-inch trees, And so I start really early. Now, this is even earlier than I actually start. I usually don't start until October 31st. But I got a couple of things on my agenda that is going to push me, that I kind of need to get this one together. The biggest one, because this is new. And I'm trying to make it full and impactful. It don't have to have every little thing that I would want for it this year, because I am starting the process of building a foundation, basic color foundation, neutrals, and then I just add in my pop of color. That's how I have started on a lot of my trees. Does it always work? Because I see so much stuff, new stuff. I go to the Miramar every year for the holiday seasonal. And so sometimes, you get influenced, to do something different. So I'm trying to, y'all, I have so much Christmas, and I'm trying to downsize, because I used to do, I'm saying 7 trees now, and to some people that's a lot, but I used to do more. When my kids were younger, every child had a 7-foot tree and a 4-foot tree in their room. And on my main level, I used to play around with multiple trees in one room, like the kitchen. When I did gingerbread theme, I used to have 3 trees in there. So in my bay window. So y'all, when I say seven trees, that ain't nothing. That ain't nothing. But compared to what I used to have. And that doesn't even count the trees that I have on my porch or nothing like that. Okay? But I'm trying to downsize, because now the older I get, is more just me. My mother-in-law used to help a lot with the trees and fluffing and, we getting getting the house together. Now it's kind of just me. She's a little much older now. So she can't partake as much as she used to. And it's a lot, especially with running a business, and that is your most busiest time, starting December all the way around to Father's Day. So it's like I'm trying to get a jump start on what I'm trying to do. And then sometimes starting this early, like these 5 stand candle holders, they came from Temu. One of our girlfriends last year, when we do our Diva birthday, no, this was for the Diva holiday Christmas get together, she gifted us those. And so as a Christmas gift. And so I poured them and I said, you know what? I'm all about having statement pieces in trees. Because it just brings the eye to the tree. It creates the theme if you want to do a theme. So it kind of sets the tone for the tree. And so I think I'm going to use them this year because this green tree, that acrylic really pops against that green tree. So this is, the goal is creams, acrylics, whites, and silver. That's going to be the theme for this tree. Now, because it's in the dining room, of course, with the table, and I did say silver, y'all, okay? So, one of the things I'm trying to decide, y'all, is how am I going. Red is going to be the pop color. Now, red in my house is standard. You got to have some kind of red, but I do other colors. Like last year, I did platinum, silver, and blue in my former dining room. I don't think I did anything. I can't remember doing, because I didn't have a tree in here. This was the tree that I bought last year after Christmas. Whoo, y'all, it was a beast too. And this thing is heavy. But anywho, I'm going to be working on this today. Because I really want to get kind of some of this stuff. Y'all, I got shit everywhere. I'm just telling you how it is. It is, and it's driving me crazy. Mentally, it is driving me crazy to see all of this stuff. Because not only do I got holiday stuff out, I also have a lot of stuff for work all over. Yeah. Because the shed that's supposed to be for work is filled with Christmas. Yeah, that's me. The rest of this little stuff don't have nowhere to go. But I'm going to have to find somewhere for it to go because, y'all, I need to take a mental break where I'm not seeing all this clutter so my brain can think. I don't know if it make any sense to anybody, but it do for me. I have to start from zero so my brain can work and start thinking of new ways and new ideas. That's for the basket some more business. This is my drill for holiday business. So these pictures and videos will be going on my drill for holidays channel. How I built this tree. I don't even have access to all the silver and cream and there's some other color pieces that I have in my shed because I can't get to it, y'all. I can't get to it. And I'm gonna have to wait until my son come over so he can get to the back of the shed for me, because when they put that stuff in there, see, they already be saying, mama, get rid of some of this stuff. And I be telling them, this make me money, okay? So stop worrying about what I have and just do what I say. Go get it out of the shed for me. Do y'all have to sometimes, break it down like that? Like, when you say, Ma, can I? This is what helps when you say, Ma, can I? This business right here and that basket business right there. So when you saying mama is able to do or give what mama needs to give. Go get the silver ornaments out the shed. Thank you. I don't know if y'all have to go through that, y'all, but I do. Okay, sometimes I have to just, for real, just do what I say. Do what I say. But anywho, y'all, this is this is gonna be a labor of love this year. So this year, like I said, my papa color is gonna be red. So I've already created. I'm gonna pull this over, y'all. My tab. I have been working on like my foundation pieces, like I said, because again, I want to build the foundation for me, and I think it's gonna work for a lot of people. Um, who don't want to hold on to a lot of stuff they don't use every year. Because mind you, Christmas is only one time a year, right? So just imagine if every year you want to do something absolutely different. That's a lot of merchandise. And it's a lot of money. And my money funny, honey. So I want to be able to build foundation where if you want this year, let's say, this year you want to do red, but next year you want to do green. You see what I'm saying? It may be some ornaments and maybe a little ribbon that you would invest in versus the whole structure of the tree. You can always use something somewhere else. So like these, it don't have to be used in the tree. It can then be used on the table, right? Or on your mantle if you have a mantle, or on a sofa table if you have a sofa table. But it doesn't have to always go back to where it was. Just use it. Create somewhere else for it to be used. But use it. I don't want to keep going year after year after year not using stuff, y'all. And I do got 3 levels. So I decorate all 3 levels. But I still have a lot of things I don't use. And I just don't want to keep holding on to things that I'm not using. Absolutely. I'd rather try to sell it on Facebook Marketplace, eBay, or somewhere like that. Or in my case, I have daughters. One daughter, she stopped doing Christmas like a couple of years ago, but she's now back into, doing the holidays. So those daughters, my first daughter, she uses gold. So she too have came to the realization she don't want to be changing up every year. She had gold is always kind of going to be her base foundation. And then I do the black and white buffalo plaid at her house. She have a love for that right now, but we can always change that ribbon out. So you see what I'm saying? It doesn't have to stay consistent. The buffalo plaid, I think snowman is kind of what we play with right now because she still have young kids. But as they get older, she more like a more mature look, if you want to say, for her. My next daughter, she loves gold as well for Christmas. Gold, I think she said she want to do gold champagne. And what's the other color she told me? I think it's white. Now, she started with a big tree, but I don't know what she's going with this year. So we shall see. Because last year she said, Mama, I need some garland and stuff. And then all of a sudden, that baby said, Mama, don't worry about it. I ain't doing nothing. So see, and then my daughter-in-law, my son's wife, now she love all things holidays. She ain't claim the tree. I had a 7.5, 8-foot flock. She liked flock. They've been flocked ever since. I bought them a tree when they was in Texas. They were military. They was in Texas, and she been team flocked all, from now, from then on. So I have people, and then my daughter, my oldest daughter, she got a couple of friends, you know what I'm saying, that um need stuff or want stuff. So I'm going to work within that area of folks to kind of purge this year. I was supposed to did it in July, Christmas in July. I was going to bring everything out the shed and have it on the sidewalk and just let them come over and choose the things that they wanted. For some reason, I did not get to that. I still don't know what the reason was, but we never got to that. And so now it is September, and your girl is... See, if I had did that in July, all of the baskets stuff would have been able to go to the shed because I would have space in there now for that, because the tree would, a couple of trees was supposed to be gone, the ornaments and stuff like that. But everything happens for a reason, and maybe one of the reasons being is because I hadn't put up what LBE called hers, Big Bertha, because I hadn't put up her. I wouldn't have never known. These trees, now that I remember, that I used to have a 10-foot flock that I used to have in the corner, but that was a beast, and I think I got rid of that because of this reason. It requires so much product, but because I got so much product, I'm gonna be able to get her, I'm gonna be able to get it together. It's gonna take time, and that's gonna be okay. So now let me go back and talk to you about what I was saying about a commercial company here had bought a Christmas company that do, commercial properties or buildings or something like that. They had a lot of stuff, y'all, for sale. It was here in Marietta, Georgia. I went out there. I think I got I went out there several times. My daughter wanted a box. I got me a box. My friend BFF, she got a box. We got some extra garland. I mean, this garland, y'all, is commercial garland. That's the kind of garland I like. You don't have to take two of the Walmart pieces together and try to make them. Now they will try to make them do what they do. It was even better than the company I go out to in what is it? Where is it? It's Sims Pottery. They got one in North Carolina, and it's another one here in Georgia, but I can't think of the country town it's in. But I go out there, and that's where I get a lot of my wreaths, my garland, and stuff that I do for clients as well as for myself, because they do have a good grade, better grade than what is at like Walmart and stuff like that. And I'm gonna just say Walmart. I ain't never really bought anything from Target and stuff, but I can use Walmart as an example of quality. So you can compare it to, baby, they got some good garland wreaths. So if you are a wreath maker, if you starting to do homes and stuff, that is a good place to go for those basics. Okay, they do carry ornaments and stuff like that. I will say that they are in a rural area, and they kind of cater more to that lifestyle, but the base foundations, get that, and go from there, and then pick up some of your trendy stuff from more of the the local stores at home, even Walmart, Hobby Lobby and stuff like that, and incorporate the two. They even carry ribbon, and they have some amazing ribbon. I do buy ribbon from out there. But this particular ribbon, I actually got from Michael's last year. Michael's was showing up and showing out last year. And I hope and pray that this come back, because y'all, I only picked up 2 rolls because, mind you, I was thinking a 7.5 tree. So the goal is, this is my snowflake room. When I get to showing you this, but this is where like all of these pieces shine, my snowflakes. Okay, so that's what I build on for this room. But I'm praying that this ribbon come back. Now, Again, Sims carry ribbon, a lot of solids, a lot of velvets and stuff like that. So check them out there too. No, this is not sponsored. It should be, but it is not. But if you love Christmas like I do, and all their ribbon is not just Christmas ribbon, they have every season ribbon. They have absolutely everything. If you're looking for ribbon, you can set up. They do have a website, so it's Sims Pottery, and you can go on there and check out. They have all kinds of ribbon for every holiday, for every season, everyday use. Check them out. Don't tell me I didn't just give you a plug. I just gave you a plug. Okay. Check them out. Okay. So, again, I'm building my foundation, y'all. So, my foundation is, I bought this is Broad Hill, but I bought this from Big Lots several years ago. So, I already knew what I was going to be doing, building a solid foundation. So, I think 1 year after Christmas, I bought these. This table sits 10. So, I bought this as my solid. It has my snowflakes. Y'all, let me tell you what I didn't do though. I forgot to go back. I forgot to go back the following year to look and see did they have napkins to this. Because I don't have no napkins. You see that? But you can see the snowflakes in there. So that's my base foundation. So let me show you another thing that is. Sorry, y'all. This is, I thrift all year long. This is a Gibson. So this came from Pottery Barn. Some states still have Pottery Barn, but we don't in Georgia no more. So sometimes when I go to Pigeon Forge, we do check out the Pottery Barn down that way in Tennessee. But I thrifted mine. See, this was $2.99, y'all, and it was worth it. These are heavy, durable, meant to last. So the next thing that I, over the years, and y'all, I ain't had these, and I promise you, every year, I've been having these snowflake dishes for years. I collected them actually at least 5+ years ago, and every year we don't even bring them out. You know what? This is what I'm talking about, having stuff that we're not using, and every time I'm telling them, get the Christmas dishes out. Now, they stay in my curio cabinet, my china cabinet, some people call it curio, china cabinet in the kitchen. But for some reason, sorry, y'all, we still don't bring them out. So, I have the salad plate and I have the dinner plate. Okay, these were Targets, y'all. I thrifted these. Some I thrifted, some I found on. See, I thrifted. And then, this is what it looked like. This is Target brand. I said I don't shop at Target, but I didn't know nothing about these until years later, where I guess they weren't even selling this particular thing anymore. I found some at the thrift store, and then I found some on Facebook Marketplace when somebody was selling them. So I do have the dinner plate and the salad plate. I have a couple of bowls and I have a couple of mugs. Now, I do some, I'm going to show you. Hold on, y'all. Let me show you something. What I started doing was my base foundation for the place setting is this, right? Now, this was from Dollar General last year, and I wanted to use it like an overlay over the big one. So this is how it would look. You could barely even see it because this is so big. So I knew I couldn't do that. But these I have been collecting different colors from Hobby Lobby when I knew I kind of wanted to. That's how I wanted to add my pop of color to my tablescape. So see how that you still see the silver in between. It gives it more prominence with this other piece because these are really thin, y'all. And so it makes it sit up, stand up, and be at attention. And then once you put that on there, let me see if I can hold it. See, it becomes that type of tablescape. So you have your color added in there. Now, You can add your color there with the charger. And then you can add another piece of color if you want to, like one of those, what do you call them? It's like a placemat with color. You can do double layers. I want the color be a pop of color versus take over. I want the neutral to be what you kind of see at first, but with a pop of color. See, once I build this foundation in neutrals, I can add in like these. I add in this as a pop of color in there. It'd be nestled in there. The bigger they are, I put further to the back sometime because I don't want them to become the focal point. If you kind of know what I mean. Because some red is so powerful, y'all, that sometimes you got to push it to the back. Let me see if I can show y'all. So right here is going to be to the eye. But when you take it further to the back, you see the red, but it's not taking over. And so it's going on what you want. Now, it's going to be some red going on up in here in this house. But in this room, I want it to be an accent, not to take over. In that front room now, it's going to be a whole different thing. Okay, my former living room is going to be like, somebody threw up with red in here. I think I'm going to do red and silver in my formal. Yeah. I'm trying to decide, y'all. I'm struggling because this tree, this ornament, this is an ornament, y'all. It's a bling ornament. So in the front of my house is more bling formal. And the back of my house in the family room is more casual, kitchen, gingerbread. So this goes in my formal living room, right? But because this tree is so massive, I had to pull, actually, all of these pieces, I'm going to have to pull in here to kind of make it do what I needed to do, okay, to make it look full, okay? I've been having these pieces for years. I've been building on them. Once you find, like, what works for you, again, this is my foundation pieces for my former living room, but I had to bring it. I think if you could see over here, it's hard, y'all, that I already have one nestled in the tree. I'll show you this, because it's more like a side view, because you get more like a front view. But that's like the side view. So I've been playing around with pics and stuff like that. And then the view you seeing is the view that I'm going to start working on. Sometimes you have to move from, sometimes I move like from the side, create that vignette, move to the front, create that vignette, and then back over to the side. So I move it. I like even. I know people talk about odd, but I'm an even girl. So it's gonna be 1, 2. I'm gonna put another one right here when it comes in, and I think I'm gonna put one more over here because this tree have big spaces that needs fillers. And so 1, 2, 1 is kind of gonna go right here. That's gonna be 3. And then 1 is gonna come back over there. It's gonna be 4. And I guess I will do 1 more back over here. So I need 1, 2, 3 more. So I'm gonna get those ordered so they can come in. And again, I can keep working. So the place that I was telling y'all about, I should have got on her earlier because some of y'all do live in Georgia. Some of y'all may love Christmas like I love Christmas. I wasn't gatekeeping. I was just between working, covering my girlfriend over at her store and babysitting, y'all. Babysitting your grandkids. Good Lord. I'm babysitting my grandkids all the time. I ain't had no time because they'll tear up my house if I leave them unattended, honey. Yeah. So anywho, we're back. And now I can start getting myself together, because this was her last little hoorah. And I should be able to get back in her stuff so I can get back in my stuff. But these was one of the things that I picked up from that commercial store. Y'all. And I didn't pick up enough. Because again, I misgauged how much tree this is. Girl, I think I only got 3 of these big balls. And these are more like probably like an 8. But I only found 1 10. But when I first started going, it was several of these 10s. I'm going to tell you now, based on this tree size, this size ain't even really the size. I would go with that big 10 or 15 or whatever it is through the whole tree, because it can handle it. Because these are like behind the scenes, adding to. And then these are the jewelry of the tree. But they take up space. So see, I'm going to use these in some of these big spaces. Once I get all my anchors in, and then I need Shopper's World is where I got these big white poinsettias. So I'm going to be on the hunt for them, because I need about at least 5 big ones for this one. For this, for this tree. And I have 1, 2, 3. I have 7 of these. So 5 is going to be in the tree. And then on my fireplace mantle, I think I'm going to use 2. They kind of oversized for that. So I might, but I think I'm going to use 2. And then, I'm sorry, y'all. It's like, my sinuses is draining. And it's making me talk crazy. But yeah, it's coming together. Like I said, I'm loving the touches. So, right here, I'm thinking, I got a bow there. You see right here? I want to cut it right here. It's telling me this is where it kind of needs to start, and then I need to start something else right here. It needs another bow, a bow right here. So like here, and then I was going to go up there at the top and do another bow cover this way, but this is what I'm playing with now. Where this next bow, it might go right here. Yeah, it's gonna go right here, but something gonna need a double bow up there, a double big bow. So, and this is how I make my bows. I do a couple of different variations, but right here it's telling me I need another bow right here. So I can see that. So 1 here, 1 here, and then 1 needs to come here and start moving on this side. Now this tree is going to have about 4 different, maybe 5 different ribbons. So colors, not colors per se, but textures. So I have this one. I got this years ago from Dillard's, but I blinged it up myself. It's another cream. So it's going to go in here. It's going to pull off the cream, because this is a cream snowflake, not a white. And then I have a white one that has some bling trim on it. I'm going to help use as a filler. And then, of course, I have like a pop color. And if you see, it has pearls and bling on it. So this is kind of going to be a pop in there, on there, to help, again, tie in the red that I'm going to be doing adding through the tree. I like to add my red last, whatever color last, because I can get off track real easy. And then all of a sudden, the tree gonna be a red tree or a blue tree. So I add the color last so it doesn't become overwhelming to me. So this is how it's gonna be as a pop with my red. And then I have cups and glasses like, that's going to go. And then I have the snowflake napkin ring that's going to go. And I'm trying to think, maybe I do have some red napkins that I might use the red napkin as a pop of color on the side with my tablescape. So I'm still working on that, y'all. I'm still working on that. But I think I'm getting excited about how it's coming together, a lot of these little picks and stuff you can pick up from, um, between at home, Hobby Lobby, and all of that. I'm gonna tell y'all, I like Hobby Lobby because I like anything that sound like a sale. When they say 50% off, to me that's a sale. That's a deal. So when I go to at home, it's like the prices are decent, but it's like I think my mind is just if I ain't getting no little discount or nothing on it, but I got my 20% in for my birthday, so that's why I'm going out there. Okay, that's why. But see, you just use these picks throughout the help fill. You can add them. I'm not gonna add these until I start seeing more of what's going on. But you can add that to add some volume coming out of the tree. As you see right here, I already added this eucalyptus there. So up under those big poinsettias, like I'm going to have a poinsettia up there, I'm going to have one of these coming from up under it. You know what I'm saying? So it's building like a swag. Also up there, once I put that double bow, actually once I put this big poinsettia up there, the flower, I'm not gonna need a double bow right there. So it's gonna be there, and then I'm gonna start one over here on that. I'm also gonna do like the front side because I got this tree is not sitting out to its full potential. I pushed it up against the wall, and what I did on the back part, like at the base, I just pulled it up and I cable tied it to keep it together, so then that way I could push it back. This is a pretty decent sized dining room, but even this tree could not sit out to its full potential. Now that is another reason why I was trying to decide if I want to flip my formal living room and my formal dining room, because if I put my couches and chair in here, we can see the full body of the tree. I think that, not that they come in here anyway to sit at the dining room table. They go, is in the kitchen mainly, you know what I'm saying? But I was saying the problem was can't nobody sit at the table. These two chairs you wouldn't be able to sit at. And as adults, you got to be able to get in to sit down. So that's another reason why y'all, why I'm not locked in yet to this in here, is because of that reason. Because if I flip my living room, I could see the full body of this tree, and I could put my dining room. My former living room is long enough to put my dining room table in there, and we have never did that at this house ever before. But this would then become like for Christmas, the former living room, and the front part would be the former dining room. And I wonder if I would then be able to get the adults to actually sit at the table at the former dining room. I know when my next phase, it probably would be better because my kids come here for Christmas. And I'm wondering, will I be able to get them to actually sit at the table? Because it seems like the dining room is far off from the kitchen because this second part haven't been opened up. And until then, like they'll be able to walk straight into the kitchen from the dining room. But right now, you got to kind of come through the hallway, come through like a little section of the former living room, and then come in the dining room. I think I just talked myself into that, y'all. So all of this, may have to go on to a 7.5 foot tree, and this may become something totally different. They might flip flop. So basically, this is going to become red and silver, and the tree in there will become this tree. All of these cream neutrals will go on the formal. Y'all tell me what y'all think, because it's like I can't get them back here in this room. It's like they just don't. And this room is big, it's wider, That one is longer. The former living room is longer, and this is wider. I think that may be a thing, y'all. I think I will do that. Because I promise you, they do not bring their butts back here at all. It just be looking pretty, even on Christmas. They come back here and take pictures, y'all. That's what they do. But they don't come back here and sit and eat. It's like back there they do. And I want you, I believe in a house, every room being used. When my kids was growing up, nothing was off limits, We made spaces where, they had TVs in their own room, but we still made, it comfortable for you. You don't have to be afraid to come into the space. Even a room that, some people might say, oh, girl, you're going a little more glam. Yeah, somewhat, but I want you to use all the space. And because if I do that, then all the Christmas presents can actually go in here, and we can sit in here between the front and the back. Y'all, they got me thinking. I'm feeling better now. I'm thinking. I've been, and I think maybe that's why I've been stagnant on moving forward with this, because I'm saying like that'll be something different for this year. That would. Yeah, I know y'all saying like, child, we is not thinking about no Christmas right now. But I gotta think about Christmas because when I start decorating, I have a couple of houses that I'm doing this year. For Christmas, I have a store. My friend want me to do her storefront and the tree that goes in her window. So I'm booked and busy for the month of October and parts of November, in addition to getting, my own stuff together as far as the basket part. Because no, I have not started on anything else new outside of what was left over. At the store, I have been working on some things as I've been over at her location, but I haven't, for me personally, been working on anything at home. And I know a lot of it is because, like I said, y'all, when I have so much clutter in front of me, it takes a lot out of me. It do. I have to build by departments. I have to compartmentalize things so I don't get overwhelmed. And I still got Mother's Day stuff that I had found on clearance sitting in here that needs to get put up. Of course, all the stuff we've been picking up here and there from Family Dollar, Dollar General. So I am just at a standstill. But I am going to start today doing something. And y'all, soon as my stuff come in, I'm gonna show y'all what I'm gonna do with them tumblers. I'm gonna use tumblers in gifts and stuff, but I got an idea just for selling tumblers by themselves. Okay, so I can't wait to show y'all that. Thank y'all. Look, it's 45. See, time move by fast. Thank y'all again for checking me out, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye bye.